Folks, look at this gorgeous dish. This is a chicken and poblano stew. If you want something that's just absolutely stunning and heavenly to try, give this one a shot. You're gonna love it. Well, howdy folks, and welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. On this episode, we're going to make a magnificent, fabulous tasting dish. This is a chicken and poblano stew. It is so good tasting. Oh man, if you've ever had chicken and poblano stew before, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, then you're in for a very, very special taste treat because this dish is rocking. Now I'll tell you what, today, normally I would be cooking on my stove over here, but that's not going to happen because they shut down gas to this area, okay? We won't go into the whys and what fors, but the complex that I live in has no gas right now. So we're going to be using a camp stove. We're going to do this camp style. You see, I'm an avid camper. I love to go camping. I love to produce fabulous gourmet dishes when I am days away from society and 10 to 12,000 feet in elevation. It's my favorite area. Get up in the Rocky Mountains and make good food. So I'll tell you what, we're not in the Rockies today, we're cooking in Texas, but we're going to be doing it camp style. This is chicken and poblano stew. Guys, come over this way. Let's check out these gorgeous ingredients that we have to cook with, and let's get busy making one of the most delicious dishes you're ever going to have the honor of eating. Come on over. There they are, guys. The star of this dish is the chicken. That is 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. And that's about what you're looking for, roughly 2 pounds of chicken meat. If you get chicken on the bone, then you want to compensate for that bone because we're looking for 2 pounds of meat, not just for 2 pounds of chicken meat and bone. Other ingredients. Down here I have 1 pound of poblanos. And you might want to weigh these at the grocery store. Your poblanos, usually 4 is just about right for this. But roughly you are looking for a rough pound on this. 6 ounces of tomato paste. 15 ounces of diced tomatoes in their own juice. 1 cup of red wine. Any kind of red wine you want, guys. Just make it a nice red. So red with red, and it's full flavored because you have robust flavors here. Paprika, cayenne, salt, and garlic. I'm looking for about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of minced garlic. So I'm going to do about 3 cloves, mince them up real nice, and that'll give me what I need. About a half a teaspoon on that salt, quarter to half teaspoon, depending on your granules. If you're using kosher salt, a little more. If you're using the just regular table salt, a little bit less, guys. Table salt is much heavier than kosher. Cayenne, we're going to be using a quarter to a half a teaspoon on this. Now I want to tell you, cayenne is really, really, really hot. So if you don't want a hot dish, then cut that down to a quarter. If you do like a zesty hot dish, feel free to add more cayenne if you want. I wouldn't go past a teaspoon on this, guys, because it'll make the dish way too hot. Paprika, we're going to use 1 teaspoon on this, okay? And that's just a beautiful chili flavor that it has, and it works super well in this dish. And it really brings out a liveliness to it. So very simple ingredients, as you can see. And over here I have my trusty old camp stove. I've been using that since 1977 and it still runs, it still heats good. So let's get busy making this beautiful dish. Alright guys, it's time that we get our chicken cut up. Have a bowl sitting aside and ready to throw that chicken down into once you get it cut. Now let me pull my breast aside here. This doesn't have to be pretty. We're not looking for anything special on this. All we're looking to do is just to reduce the chicken down to some smaller sizes to be dealt with. And I'm going to kind of butterfly this a little bit. Isn't that nice? And what I want to do, we're just going to kind of cube this stuff down. So if you would, just go ahead and do up your chicken the exact same way. All right, so there we go, folks. We have our chicken. Let's move right on to taking care of our poblanos now. Well, guys, we are out here on a nice sunny Texas day. I have my poblanos down here. All right, and I have my stove turned on. Right now I'm only running one burner. Just put some poblanos right on top of that one burner. You'll hear them crackle. That's that skin burning off of them. There is a heavenly aroma that comes up when you are charring off poblanos like this. The smell of it is just fantastic. It's kind of dazzling. All right, guys, let's get busy washing off these poblanos, getting all that off of there. So what I want to do is to first wash off that skin that we just charred. Okay, just like so. Isn't that simple? Now what I'm wanting on my stew here is I don't want too long of a slice. I want short slices. Okay, so we're looking about 1.5 inches or 2 inches long on average. Okay, something like that. Okay guys, here we are. My pot has been heating. I'm about to hit it with a little bit of oil. Oh yeah. That oil is starting to smoke, so that pot is really, really hot. The chicken just hit it. Now guys, something I need to mention at this point. It isn't so important that we cook this chicken. What we're trying to do here is to develop some flavor. By getting some brown down in that pot, we build flavors. Let's take a look at that. There we are. So you see browning on the edges of that chicken from that nice high heat I had. Oh boy. Right there, that's flavor. That was really important, guys. It's not the center of the dish, but it matters. Now from here on out, you just start throwing in ingredients and letting it cook itself down. Now, like I said, this is just good old-fashioned camp cooking. This can be done anywhere, anytime. Let's get our tomato paste in there. Now, in addition to this wine, I'm going to be adding in, I'm going to pour it right onto that paste and thin the paste out with the wine. I'm going to be adding in water also. I'll start with the hottest one, the cayenne. I said about 1/4 to 1/2, and if you do more, you're brave. That's 3/4 of a teaspoon. I like mine spicy. A little bit more salt, about 1/2 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of paprika. There we go. Next thing I have to do is get my garlic in there. Our garlic. That stirred in. Look at that, folks. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all the color in there. The green and red and the white. This is a dish that, like I said, the flavors on it pop. It is so good. So all we need to do now is give this about 45 minutes to an hour. It just kind of needs to slow simmer. And turn the heat down again. And give it time. It just needs lots of time, folks. Now guys, every once in a while, like every 15-20 minutes, open that pot up, stir it a little bit, check its consistency, make sure everything is right, nothing's gone wrong in the world. There we go, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that what a gorgeous stew is supposed to be? Wow. Now that, guys, look at that up close. Oh yes. That is special right there. Now guys, I can say this. When you're spooning up a dish like this, you need to give it just a little something extra. It doesn't have to be anything too dramatic. Something simple will work fine. Just like that right there. What a gorgeous dish. There it is, guys. A beautiful, beautiful, and very tasty stew. Let me tell you something. This one works at any time of the year. It's delicious. Oh, look at that, folks. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous soup. Or as I said soup, stew. Pardon me. Chicken Poblano stew. Mmm. Mmm. Guys, savory and sweet with these absolutely almost exotic flavors with it. It is so good. Oh man, this is just one of those things where all of the flavors seem to work perfectly with each other. You know, you have certain dishes that are like that, where they really pop. They really stand out, and this is one of them. It's so very easy to make. There's no reason not to try it. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Texas Cooking Today, guys. Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, I've just started a new channel. It's called Chef Trotters Tips. Look that up on YouTube. I think you might find it in my, if I remember to put it there, down in my description. Let me see. I'll see what I can do to get it down there. Chef Trotters Tips, really cool. To my subscribers, I would like to say thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it so, so very much. If you haven't subscribed, well, please do. Please like. Also, I love answering comments and questions, and I'll do my best to get to as many as I possibly can. So if you could drop something down there, I would really appreciate it. And you folks, well, have a good day. Bye.